Well, good evening, fans of Boris. Even though you may be few in number at the moment, we're about to do our first live stream game, and I'm taking on one of the BYP players, and he's a pretty good player too, and his name's VARoadstter, and he's from the States. So we've jacked this game up tonight. So this is going to be the first live stream game we've played. So I've set it for a 20-minute game with 15-second increments. VAR's rating is several hundred points against above mine. So we've just played a correspondence game, and he's given me a bit of a beating. So I'm not expecting much change out of this, but. So we're going to jump straight in. I'm going to set random sides. So I'm just, there we go. I'm just going to wait for him, hopefully, to accept the game now. Let me just check to make sure this is running. Yes, it looks like he's here. So let's hope the stream runs okay. And we're off and running. There's chat here, and okay, so great to see you. Have a good game. So there's a comment section here, so we can chat amongst each other, chat as we're going. So he's opened with D4. I played D5, so I'm just going to try and play as good a game as I can. We've got 20 minutes each, and there's an increment on the clock, I think, of 15 seconds or something like that. So he's come back with F4. Right, okay, so I think he's playing what looks like the London Open in here. So it's only because I play it a few times myself. I'm not sure what the correct responses are, so I'm just going to try and play moves that I think are okay. So I'm expecting either C3 or E3 as a next move, but of course he may surprise me. So as you can see, his rating is 1658 and mine's 1200. So there's a fair bit of difference between us. So, but well, we're just hoping for a good friendly game, which I know we'll get. So this is the first time we've done this, so I'm just going to try and follow the opening principles that I've tried to learn thus far. So I'm just going to move my bishop out to F5. So get that piece out, and we're going to bring our okay. So we could be looking at a queen move there. So part of the game is to try and understand and see if you can work out what your opponent's going to do. So we'll cover this pawn as we've got the light squared bishop outside the pawn chain at the moment. Okay, so he could be trying to move his bishop there, or bring it a knight there, or bring it in there. So let's have a see. Okay, that would threaten my bishop, so I'm just going to move H6. See what happens. This game could be over fairly quickly. We'll see how it goes. Okay, try and get my pieces out as quickly as possible, so we can try and get our king safe. So VAR's kindly given up his time to come and play this game with us tonight to see how we get on. So you know, this is the first live game I've done on here. So pretty exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a good game. And you can see what it's like for a beginner against a player who's fairly experienced. And we've got 20 minutes on the clock, there is an increment, so there's no rush to play moves, obviously, until we get down to the last few seconds. So there's enough time for us to think about what we want to do. I usually get a bit carried away, but I'm actually going to try not to now. So we can either, okay, let's have a think. Let's just play. We'll just play a5 here and see what he intends to do with his bishop. Okay, so he's going to move that away. Right, we'll bring our last minor piece out, and I'll play my bishop to d6. The idea of for beginner players, the idea really isn't to go piece hunting or capturing unless you find pieces that are unprotected. So the main thing to try and do is to try and play moves that leave your pieces protected, so that they're not open to immediate capture. That's how the good players do it anyway. So it's a good tactic, or it's a good thing to try and learn, and try not to blunder. But if you've ever watched any Ben Feingold or John Bartholomew videos, you'll know that the lower rated players tend to make mistakes all the time. So even though they don't realise it or try not to, it's almost inevitable. And the good players really just don't make mistakes. That's why they're so hard to beat. So and as Yosenin said ages ago in a game when he played against the Backyard Professor, if you leave a piece hanging, I will capture it. So very matter of fact, and I can assure you that he does. He doesn't miss the opportunity to take anything. So all I'm going to try and do is just play as good a chess as I possibly can. So I'm in a position to castle, so is VAR, but I'm just going to move my queen. So I think, okay, we could make it a little bit difficult for his bishop. His bishop could go back. We don't want to go piece hunting, so to try and work out pieces and captures, London is quite a good system to play. I'm just going to move my queen. I'm just going to move my queen to d7, and I'll try and go through the moves as I'm playing them. So basically, I'm covering the knight again and this pawn, really just and giving myself an option on which side I might want to castle, so I can go short, castle long, or castle short. So the temptation when you're a beginner player is to sort of go, right, oh look at that, oh, let's attack that. I was watching a Ben Feingold video yesterday for about the third time, and he was going through a video where pieces were being moved specifically to attack pieces, and he said, well, where is it in any book that he'd ever read that it said pieces should just be attacked for the sake of it? So when you move, try and just improve your position. So moves should be made for that reason, and try and think, okay, why am I making that move? Much easier said than done sometimes, but that's the idea. So okay, we've got an immediate threat. So right, what do we take with here? Do we take with the bishop? Do we take with the knight? Okay, we're going to be down the exchange if we go that way, because I'm going to have my knight under attack, so I'm going to need to move that again. Or I could end up with pieces being forked here if I'm not very careful. So So is there anything else I can do in the meantime? Maybe my piece move commentary won't be as good as some players, because obviously I'm not as good as other players. John Bartholomew is excellent at describing the moves that he plays and why he plays them, but then he is about a 2,600 rated player and an IM, so I think he's an IM, so he's very good. But it's really good to watch his videos and see how he does things and see his thought process and how he sees moves around the board. Okay. I think we'll capture with the knight, as I'd really like to keep hold of both bishops if I can. Oh, that was not a very good move. Okay, now I'm denied the opportunity. Yeah, okay. Okay, so not particularly good move there, as you can see, but we can capture with that knight. So we're full on here at the moment. Okay, well, that piece looks undefended at the moment. It can't go anywhere, so I'm actually going to castle this time, and I'm going to go short, castle kingside. There is a free pawn there, so I'd like to get that if I can. No reason at this moment why I can't take that. My knight will be undefended, so I need to think. I need to keep that in mind. Okay. What's he going to do with that? So he could be looking, he's not going to be looking at a move in there, but he may be looking to possibly come this way round. I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little bit above my station here. Okay. Well, I'm going to get this rook into the game. I'm just going to move this rook at the moment. I'm just going to put this one opposite the king. It's always good to try and move your rooks opposite a king if you can. Okay, so we could be moving out here with the to h4 with that knight. So, but I've got an escape square already for it. That was the whole point of moving this pawn here to h6, was to give this bishop a way out if it needed it. Okay, that covers that pawn, so perhaps I should have taken that pawn there. Maybe that was a mistake. Last move. Okay. Okay, there. Support that pawn. Okay. So you're also trying to see if you can work a plan out. We're a little bit cramped here at the moment. Where can we go? Here, here. You could look to move in here. He's not. Also, if your opponent's not castled, that can sometimes be a bit of an advantage. But that's, I mean, you know, VAR. He's rated quite a bit higher than me, so it's not like I should be able to surprise him. If you think you can make moves and hope your opponent doesn't see it, the better they are, the less likely that is to happen, of course. So I'm just trying to think what to do. Here. Let's have a think. Okay. I'm just going to move that knight there. It is unprotected at the moment, so depending on what he does next. So I'm behind at the moment. VAR is +6 at the moment, so you know I am behind. Yeah, that's not unexpected given this position, but hopefully this square here, e4 might be good for my knight. Now that was a mistake not taking that pawn a couple of moves ago. I should have taken that, because then that would have prevented this move to f3 also. Okay. I've got to watch this pawn. I've got to watch this pawn move here too. So I'm just going to move. Of course, losing your queen right early in the game doesn't do your chances much good. So not a very good start to my live stream gaming, to be honest with you. Stupid move, a blunder, lose your queen, terrific, great start. So my chances of winning are pretty much zero already. I mean, I think if I was playing this normally, it probably would be. I mean, I don't like to resign, and there's absolutely no reason why you should resign any game, because anybody can make a mistake, and you know, even seemingly insurmountable positions can be retrieved if the other player makes a mistake. So never feel that you have to resign a game. I don't like resigning, simply because I don't like to be beaten, as it happens. But of course, I'm going to get taken to pieces this game. All I can really do is try and defend that knight. So that's a fairly easy move to make, and I just hope that he makes the same mistake I made, but that's pretty unlikely. So not a good introduction to the game. Yeah, I'm pretty stuffed here. There isn't really too much I can do. I can't believe first game, lose the queen in about 4 moves, 5 moves. Unbelievable. But like I said, you know, that's what happens. Lower rated players look at the board and then you see something, and then 5 seconds later you've forgot it, and before you know where you are, you're in a right pickle. So I'm just going to protect that square again. And then I'm going to bring this rook into the. And then I'm going to bring this rook out and get it opposite the queen. Okay. Okay, let's see. Because we're in different time zones, me and VAR usually play correspondence games, but it's nice to play a live game like this. I'm a bit disappointed in myself, not giving him a slightly better game than this. To be honest, I know I can play a bit better than this, and certainly giving away your queen, blundering your queen so early in the game doesn't really help your position very much. So now I'm in a really bad place. I can't defend. I can't do very much here. Yeah, this pawn's caused me all not good. Okay, so now he's pretty much moving in for the kill now. I mean, this is. I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to resign the game. So you may choose to do so under normal circumstances, but I'm not going to resign the game. Simply because I just want to play this. I just want to play this one out. I can't really do very much, but let's maybe just stall his plan for a minute or two if we can. Pretty shocking, really. Well, that's totally expected. Now I've got absolutely nowhere to put my knight other than back here. This is, if you're a beginner, then this is maybe the sort of game you'll play a lot until you start to make fewer mistakes. Gods. Yeah, the good players don't miss anything. That's why they're good players. Oh dear. I did hope to last a few more moves than that before I gave me queen away. Absolute disaster. But then that's beginner games, you know. Beginners do make silly mistakes, and unfortunately, I think I've got a little bit carried away in the moment. This being the first live game I've streamed, although yeah. So I'm very disappointed in myself. But I watch a few hanging pawn videos as well. Stepan is a very good player, and his videos are quite good as well. So hanging pawn's quite good to watch. John Bartholomew, Ben Feingold. If only I could play half as good as those guys. Hanging Pawn's videos are quite instructive, quite good, and he's quite critical of himself. I've sort of followed some of his videos on his journey to try and reach 2100. But yeah, again, for those of you that haven't watched the BYP videos, you know, really go and search out even some of his older videos from sort of 7 or 8 years ago. Those are the first ones that I found really good videos, and okay, right. Let's see what we can do. Probably nothing. Okay, just give him a little bit to think about. He's got to do something with his queen now. I don't know what he's going to do with it. Probably d3, I would think, maybe. No, he could choose to move it. There's a couple of squares he could move it to, but I don't know. No point trying to get inside his head. All I can do is try and fight back. I'm considering moving my kingside pawns out. Okay. That pawn is double attacked. Oh, you dipstick. Perhaps we should have titled this video "How Not to Play Chess." That would probably have been a much better name to have given it. Yeah, he's gonna double up on here. So I'm just gonna move my king to there. Now my rook's out of place. I'm now -9. He's +9 on me. Very difficult to defend this now, if not impossible. I don't know if there's a term for fighting a rear guard action, but if there was, this would be it. Oh. Well, that's really probably just about it. No, I can't do anything now. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Couple of moves and the game will be over. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I really haven't played that well this game. I just got completely carried away. I usually play it slightly better than this. Maybe. Okay, that's pretty much it. Game just about over. That's it. That's it. Okay, well played, VAR. Excellent game, mate. Well played. Spot on. So brilliant. Thanks very much for that. It's a good game. So there is a comment section on here if you're new to Lichess. There is a comment section on here, so you can talk amongst yourselves. So, and there's an option here if you want to have a rematch, but I know VAR's push for time. Yeah, hard to fight back after losing the exchange. He says, yeah, agreed, and chucking. And I put agreed, and he says thanks for having me on the stream. No, thanks for giving up your time, mate. Thanks for coming on. First stream game, great, enjoyed it. Got a paste in, not unexpected. Thanks a lot, mate. That's great. So this hopefully will be the first of many games that I'll stream on here. if you want to make any comments, then please do. Positive comments always welcome. But you know, this is for fun stuff, and remember, we are in the Backyard Professor fan club. So if you want to come along and have some great fun with some great people, VAR's one of them. Played him a number of times and he whoops me every time, but that's okay, no problem. It's great to play good players. So thanks for tuning in if you've tuned in, and if you're watching this after the live stream, then I hope you enjoy it too. Like I say, these are beginner games, they're aimed at beginner players, and there'll be more up again soon. So this is Boris Spasky, who wishes he was as good as the real Boris Spasky, saying good night, and look forward to catching you again soon. So